this video is going to be nothing special. I kind of wanted to sit here at work, which is usually a lot of my content, and I wanted to talk to you guys, just ramble on a little bit about some of the movies I've been watching the last month or 2 months. I always wanted to do this, but didn't find the right time to do it, so I kind of just let movies build up over the last 2 months that I have watched. And yeah, I kind of just wanted to sit here and talk about that after, I said thank you to you guys. Thank you guys so much. It's awesome. It's a great feeling. You guys have left so much love in the comments, and you guys have, just, wow, I don't know. It's just crazy. I'm at my mind's like all mushy right now. I literally just started this video, coming in with it, with no ideas of what I'm going to do or what I'm going to say, so I feel like that was the best, genuine reaction from me personally, because we just hit 100 subscribers, just, 3 or 4 hours ago, which was awesome. So, yes, it is currently around 1:45 in the morning, here at work. Everybody here at the hotel is checked in, sleeping sound, all tucked into their beds, and having a good night, and yet I'm down here making an ASMR video about some of the movies that I have watched over the last couple months. What gave me this idea is a lot of the movies that I love, a lot of my favorite movies, which will be a video for a separate time, trust me, are all kind of fall under the same type of genres, or at least the same type of vibes. But these last 2 months, I have watched some of the weirdest movies. Not only the weirdest movies, but such a wide variety of movies. I feel like I'm talking really, really fast right now, so I'll kind of slow it down. This is all up the top of my head. Hopefully I get 6 or 7 deep. But the first movie I watched that I can think of in my brain is Zookeeper with Kevin James. So I watched this on spring break with a couple of my friends, which was, again, a month ago. And, everybody in the room was a little bit, what's that term? Not in the right headspace, not completely there, which made the movie even funnier. Listen, I'm that demographic. I know, I'm sorry, I'm the demographic that gives Adam Sandler all this money. If he wanted to make a Zookeeper 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I would probably be in the movie theater every year, pumping out money to go see him, because this movie was so funny to me. It just encapsulates everything that makes me like Adam Sandler films. Now, Adam Sandler is not in this film, besides playing a miniature role as a talking monkey. So if you haven't seen the movie, well, there you go. He's a talking monkey. And it stars Kevin James, who I am also a major fan of. Just listen to him on the Button podcast, on the Joe Rogan podcast, just the other week. It always makes me like that guy more whenever I hear him just talk normally, instead of being these outrageous characters in these movies. But the movie, you go in knowing what you're gonna get. It's an Adam Sandler, Abby Madison Productions film, starring Kevin James and a bunch of talking animals. You know what I mean? I can't go into a movie called Zookeeper with all of that around it, press play, and then complain to you guys about how bad it was. I can't. I liked it. I had a lot of fun with it that night. Do I think I'll ever watch it again? That's up in the air, but for that one night alone, it was the best comedy movie I ever watched in my life. A couple of my friends passed out during it, so it was really just me and my one friend watching, and again, I'm sorry, but Kevin James falling will never not be funny to me. You know what I mean? It's just, it makes me die laughing. So yeah, I watched Zookeeper, and I wanted to bring that one up first because the second movie watched in this short time span was a Clockwork Orange. Yes, I watched Zookeeper, and then the week following Zookeeper, I watched A Clockwork Orange for the first time. I don't know where my head was at when I clicked A Clockwork Orange, but I just wanted to watch it. It's a Stanley Kubrick classic to a lot of people. I wouldn't say it's a classic, actually. Hold on. I think it falls more under as a cult classic in some sorts. I think that's what made me watch it, is because my roommate has never seen any Stanley Kubrick films, so we kind of had a short little marathon there of watching multiple of them, which I'll get into the other two after this one. But I just thought it was interesting to go from, Zookeeper to A Clockwork Orange. But as a new time viewer at 22 years of age, I didn't really understand a lot of like the love behind this movie. There's a lot of beautiful shots. Like Stanley Kubrick will never go wrong with his directing. Don't get me wrong, but like as a movie itself, it just didn't hit me as it hit some others. I didn't like look at it as a horror comedy as some people do. I kind of just like saw it, and it like weirded me out a bunch, and that was like that, which I don't know. I guess that's the whole premise of the movie, is to like make you feel uneasy and uncomfortable, and I don't know. I guess I'm just not the demographic for that as much as I thought I was. Because don't get me wrong, I love movies that have like a substance to them that make you feel on edge. Something like a Hereditary or a Midsummer. But this one just made me feel uncomfortable because it felt like they were really pushing the boundaries for the time that it came out, and that was like the only reason to make this movie. Then again, I could be reading it all wrong. I know this fan base of this movie is crazy, so I'm not gonna go like drag it too deep, because I don't know. I don't know. I just don't see like the love people have for it. I think if you love this movie, like it's one of your favorite movies ever, good on you. But I don't know. I just found it kind of weird. It was like, I don't know what I really expected from it either. Like, I'm not blaming the movie itself, because I went in knowing what I guess I was getting. I just didn't think it was like that grotesque, or I don't know. It was just a movie, to me. It was just a long movie that made me uncomfortable the whole time, but not in the way where, I'm gonna leave it going like, oh man, like I was so suspenseful. I was on the edge of my seat. It just kind of left me with like a disgusting look the whole entire movie. So I don't know. I thought it was okay. I guess I get some of the love for it because like there's some iconic characters, and the cinematography is always fantastic. And whenever you put Stanley Kubrick's name on something, I feel like it always goes pretty wild. So yeah, I watched Clockwork Orange and thought it was okay. I don't know. The next movie that I watched, let's keep it on the Kubrick stay. Let's keep it on the Kubrick train. I watched Metal Gear Jacket for the first time, or Metal Gear. I just combined Metal Gear Solid with Full Metal Jacket. Let me relax. Let me think. Let me slow it down. ever seen. I think this was the rawest war movie I've seen. There was no romanticizing war. There was no romanticizing either side taking part in the war. There was no romanticizing death or, having that kind of substance like other war movies have, where they kind of baby it down a little bit for, the audience, giving them more of a plot. I feel like this movie didn't have a plot other than this is what war is, and this is what war is all about, which I found so fascinating. And I know I sound like such a kid, but I just loved seeing that aspect. I've never seen that in a war movie, if that makes sense. Of course there was an objective, it was based on a real story, but it in movie terms, it didn't feel like there was an objective, a lesson learned, or I don't know how to put that, because there goes the lights. There was definitely a lesson learned, but it didn't come across like any other war movies where there is this weird obsession with romanticizing it and giving these characters a lot more durability, and you like them a lot more, you love them, you want to a lot of these people were bad people, and showcasing that in a movie with, I swear to God, probably the best cinematography I've ever seen in a film like that was, I don't know, I think it was the first movie in a while that's really blown my mind. And I know that it came out in the 1970s, but still, it was so immersive. I couldn't take my eyes off my television when I was watching it. It was just so fucked up too, it was just grotesque and vulgar and nasty and all these things wrapped into one big ball. And I really, really enjoyed it, which is weird because I did just say I didn't enjoy A Clockwork Orange because of that same reasoning, but I feel like this had more substance to it. I feel like there was more of a story to tell. I felt a lot more passion in this movie than I did A Clockwork Orange from everybody involved. So, and that ending shot of them walking, singing the Mickey Mouse Club theme was, jaw-dropping, amazing. And it's crazy to me that we can go all these years since then. What is that? A 40-year-old movie almost, or it is 40, something like that. And we still have movies coming out today that look 20 times worse and look so dull and so carelessly made. And I don't want to put any of that, negative spin on Hollywood and what they're doing, because there's been a lot of great movies coming out, but still, it's crazy to me that we haven't hit that threshold. And this is a movie to me that it shows how simplistic movies can be with their set. The set designs in this thing were amazing. Don't get me wrong, they were awesome. But we need more set designs, more practical effects. The less they do with computers, the better the movie turns out for me, as in a visual sense, if that makes sense. Because this movie was beautiful, man. It was beautiful, and I don't know if anything of what I'm saying is making sense to you, but I just really wanted to get, kind of point out there that this movie was beautiful. I guess that's a long story short right there. But yeah, this movie blew my mind. I'm excited to watch it for a second and third time, because I think this movie needs a couple more rewatches for me before it starts, topping out on my list of favorite movies. Because I was enthralled in every single second of this movie. Next up, keeping it on the Kubrick train, we watched the 2001 A Space Odyssey. What can you say about this movie that hasn't already been said? It's beautifully shot. The cinematography is wild. The musical score for it is legendary. It's lived now for 50 years, nearly 60, fell off the train of this movie maybe 30 to 45 minutes deep. I felt it start dragging by hour two, but it still didn't take me away from the movie. I was still, locked in on it pretty hard, and I can't say that I loved it every moment of it because I didn't. Like I said, it dragged pretty bad for me, but I thought it was still great, and I see and respect how much that one movie did for a lot of cinema that we see today. So that was really cool to watch. And I know, I should have got to it a lot earlier in my age, but I now got to it, and I'm really happy that I did because, a lot of people love that movie, and, I see why it impacted, the movie experiences and, the movie industry as big as it did, because it is surreal to see and know that that movie was made in the 60s. But yeah, I really, really liked it. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Let me think of some more movies that I watched over the last couple months. Over the winter into March, I was on a big La La Land spree. I can't say much about it because I want to make a video all to itself about my favorite movies of all time. But let's just say that it is my favorite directed movie, my favorite soundtrack, my favorite love story ever told in cinema as well. So you guys do with that information as you want, because that movie to me is like everything, and I would like to go more into it in a different video in the future. What else have I watched? I'm trying to think of some littler ones that I watched, because I feel like every movie I've named today has kind of been a heavy hitter. I watched John Cena and Zac Efron's new film, Ricky Stanicky, over there on Amazon Prime. I thought it was good. I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, you're going into a movie where you see John Cena dress as a woman and making covers to songs about masturbation. So if you see the trailer, that's another movie that you know what you're getting yourself into and enthralled in. But I thought it was good. I had a lot of laughs with my roommate. The only thing about it is it ends really abruptly. The whole story is based on Zac Efron and his two friends, and ever since they were little, they did a lot of shitty things to a lot of people, a lot of pranks, a lot of mischief, and they always blamed it on this kid named Ricky Stanicky. I know, dumb premise. Anyways, they grow up, they use Ricky Stanicky's name whenever they want to leave their wives and go do something fun, until everybody starts catching on to him, and now they have to get John Cena, who's in Vegas, to play a Ricky Stanicky. So, they're pretty shitty guys. And I'm not going to try and spoil it for you guys, but they do some shitty things. It's not, they're not nice, and I don't think they're the good guys of the story, even though they're their main characters. But at the end, as all movies go, they kind of learn their lesson, but it's not how you think it would go. It kind of feels like it's like a one act, and then automatically the third act. You know what I mean? You only get so much. I think you only get so little time with John Cena as Ricky Stanicky. And if you watch the film, or if you're going to watch it, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Scared the shit out of me. You guys are seeing this live reaction right now. My roommate I showed him the classics and that, and there's not much I can say about, Pulp Fiction or the Django Unchained, but there's a lot that I can say about my favorite Tarantino film, and Don't Kill Me, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is what we watched together just the other week. I think this movie is fascinating, and I love the scenarios that Quentin Tarantino places these characters in. I love the Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt chemistry so much. I think it's beautifully shot, and I somewhat romanticize like 40s, 50s, 60s Hollywood in a sense, because like the fashion, the lights, the strobe lights, and just the overall vibe and feel of that era. And I've never seen it really put to film as well as I have in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. No spoilers for that either, but I love what he does at the end. It kind of fits with the title, and it all ties together. But my roommate really enjoyed it too, so I'm very happy about that. I don't know, a lot of that movie I just really, really like. Just the age they were in was so cool. At least in movie sense. I know it probably wasn't that great in real life, but I think a lot of it comes down to the locations they filmed at, the set designs, and the wardrobe. Not to mention Leo and Brad Pitt's fantastic, why can't I think of the name? Fantastic acting. That's what I just really liked about it. It was just it felt a lot more colorful than a lot of other Tarantino movies to me, personally. Which is why I liked it so much. Like, it's so bright. And, with Tarantino is why can't I think of anything? Oh my goodness gracious. I can't even think of what I'm trying to say. Tarantino scripts are always great. How the two, characters in this movie always talk, and they always feel like it's real life. There's nothing different about this movie with that. I cry laughing every time Leo gets into the trailer and starts freaking the hell out. That's like always a big funny moment for me. But yeah, if you haven't checked it out, definitely check out Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm sorry that felt like such like a weird review. Like, it probably wasn't good at all, but what can you do? I'm just filming this on pure fumes right now and wanted to get some of my opinions out to you guys. Last movie I'll talk about. I don't know. I really don't want to end it on a negative note. I will. I want to talk to you guys about how weird that new what is going on? Oh, sorry again, my goodness. I want to talk to you guys about how weird that new Roadhouse was. Such like a weird movie, and if you guys have watched it, please comment down below and tell me what you guys felt about it, because it just, like, nothing in that movie made sense to me, and it hurts my brain to think about. I've seen maybe like 2 other reviewers talk about how this movie feels. It feels like you're playing a video game, but nothing but shitty dialogue. Like, not Spider-Man level dialogue or Red Dead dialogue, where you're like in these amazing cutscenes in an immersive universe. No, it feels like a Fallout dialogue. It's just scenes happening to happen. It's starring Conor McGregor and Jake Gyllenhaal. And with Roadhouse, you know what you're getting yourself into again. Like, I've said this for like 3 movies now, but premise on what's happening. You're just with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's knocks out Post Malone, and then he shows up to a small town, and there's a little girl that they have no chemistry whatsoever. He meets her like twice, but they're like best friends, and then people want this shitty ass bar for some reason, and the town wants to fight it off. And Jake Gyllenhaal fights only like 3 times this movie, but he kills like 80 people. Like, I had no idea what was going on, and it felt like such a weird, like, it felt like a movie that I saw when I was in a coma. It felt like I was having a stroke every other scene, and Conor McGregor comes in off the juice, just screaming nonsense. Like, they're fighting on this boat, and it's Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor, and Conor McGregor goes, "It looks like we got ourselves an octagon." And Jake Gyllenhaal's line back is like, "You need help with your shapes." What? I don't know. I wanted to talk about this movie for a while because I find it so intriguing how this movie was made, because it feels fake. It literally feels like I saw this in a coma, like it was a dream of mine. Like, that is dreams. You put random scenes together, and there's like some type of conclusion in it, and then you wake up. That's how this movie was. I swear, there's no story. There's no impact. Every character sucks. They all are lifeless. They're like robotic. It looks like everybody just took the easy check and went off somewhere. So, yeah, I don't know. Whenever I think about that movie, I feel weird. Like, I feel like I'm like depersonalizing from like humanity, because I watched Roadhouse 2024 and like nobody else did. But yeah, what a weird movie. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys again for 100 subscribers. I am so sorry for like the lack of content. I've just been very, very busy every single day, doing a lot of life stuff, doing a lot of big boy activities, a lot of errands, a lot of work, which are no excuses. I need to get back on the grind. And I'm also sorry for if this video sounds like I'm having an aneurysm through half of it. It's very late. This is my 4th day working in a row here on the night shift, so I kind of just wanted to really just get out my camera and film a solid ramble about my 100 subscribers and some movies that I was interested in talking about, because before I started ASMR or did YouTube or thought of anything in general, like a long time ago, my favorite YouTubers were movie review channels. The Flick Pick, Chris Stuckman, Jeremy John. Yeah, Jeremy John, right? Yeah. Double Toasted / Spill. And I grew up, you know, idolizing those guys and their form of content and reviewing movies, and I've always been a big movie head. So I've always wanted to incorporate some type of movies into a channel, no matter what the channel was going to be. And I think it's really cool that in the ASMR community, I can kind of just sit here and ramble to you guys while you sleep about things I enjoy, and that's movies. And, you know, the 2 months I've been on the platform so far, I have not done that yet. So I kind of wanted to take this time to, you know, just review some of the movies I've watched these last 2 months. And yeah, if you guys like this type of content, let me know. I'm gonna start keeping it up. I need to start reviewing more newer movies as soon as they come out. I am an AMC Stub tier member, or whatever, AMC Stubs member. So I do watch a lot of new movies when they're coming out, but nothing has released since Dune, which I already reviewed on the channel. So I haven't been really seeing anything out, but I do need to start reviewing movies as soon as they come out and make those their own videos. But, you know, once a month, once every 2 months, 3 months, I would love to do a video like this where I sit and talk about some of the movies that I watch. Thank you.